Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is Copper Tier Bourbon, coming in at a 50% ABV, at least for your age statement. So for full disclosure, this bottle was sent over for us to take a look at and to review, so just keeping that transparency going. So here in 2023, I've been very fortunate on reviewing a few things coming from Copper Tier, and this one is their Louisiana Select. So again, we know it's at least 4 years old, and we do know a mash bill, which is 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. So with that kind of information, let's go ahead and just jump into things. As always, we're going to be trying it two different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. I will be linking the other Copper Tier Reserve bottles I've reviewed up above and down below, so you can check out those reviews at the end of this one. I also will put a link to their website down below as well if you're interested on learning a little bit more about the brand. Maybe pick yourself up a bottle if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But they surprised me with this one. They were like, hey, you know, we want you to take a look at this bottle too. So I'm hard pressed to say no. Beautiful color on there. Look at that. I love this simplicity of their bottles. Not only because of the shape, but because of how few things they actually cover up the bottle. Let the whiskey speak for itself on these simplistic bottle shapes, and you can really just see the spirit from the outside without having to look around labels or that kind of stuff. Beautiful dark golden color, almost like a raw honey. Yeah. All right. Let's go for notes. Man, I love their profiles. It's so softly sweet, like a sweet corn. It's got a little bit of a saltiness in there, which interesting enough, there's something, I don't know what they're doing there, but I love it. There's a saltiness quality on the nose, just a little bit. There is a little bit of the corn dustiness going on. The rye spice is so subtle in here. Like, it's not herbal or medicinal or spicy. It is very, very light. You get a very subtle soft oak, a little bit of char in there, just a couple percentages. Like, it is very, very light char. But it's got a nice layer of soft sweet notes, like almost wheat softness to it. But the corn here is what is really popping well. It's sweet corn, fresh off the grill, butter across it. It's just got that richness to the nose. But yeah, I like that. Let's go for a taste. Ooh, that's good. That 50% really coats the palate well. Beautiful sweet corn going on still in the taste. A little bit of cracked pepper and saltiness going on. The bit of oak is now rolling up here in the mid palate to the finish, leaving with a little bit of barrel spice and some light, subtle sweetness from that corn yet again. It's simple, but I think that's what it's going for. It doesn't want to necessarily be a big punch in the face with all these unique characteristics. Having that high percentage of corn doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room for deep, complex flavors a lot of times. But that sweetness that's coming across is really nice. Honestly, this reminds me a lot of good corn whiskeys. You're getting that beautiful sweetness going on there. It's simple, yet it's such a palatable experience. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no sharp notes. It's got a good warmth to it, don't get me wrong, but it's not ABV spiky. I love that nice sweet vanilla that's in there. It's not overpowering, and it's just nice and subtle in there. Mixed in there with that bit of spice from the oak and that sweet corn that's going on. It's a nice, if you would have told me this was a corn whiskey, just an official corn whiskey, I would not have disagreed, and I would have went, it's a pretty good corn whiskey. And even as a bourbon, it's still a really solid bourbon. There's no faults here. Maybe a little pop of a green apple here now. I'm starting to get just a little bit of it. Not a lot, maybe a couple percentages, but there is a little pop of almost the skin off of a green apple. I mean, that's really just a nice, this is a good example of a daily drinker. You're not looking for a lot of complex nuances or deep, heavy notes. It's a summer whiskey. This is an everyday drinker. That is nice and just coasting really well on the palate. All right, let's add a little drop of water, see what changes up. Curious, because usually adding a little bit of water might bring out some sweetness into there. Just won't know until we try it. Just adding one little drop in there. Not going to change it up too much. Just proof it down a little bit. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Sometimes that little drop of water might make this even an easier drink for newbies. And if you are new to whiskey, welcome. Might also help us decide if this is going to be good in a cocktail, but more or less it's going to help us try to find some other notes that maybe we're just kind of overlooking. So let's go for notes on the water version. I'm getting almost a tea. A lightly steeped tea on the neat version now. Just a simple black tea, but not one that you've left just a simple black tea. Not one that you've left the tea pack in your cup, but like just a few light dashes in there. Very subtle. I like that. I love tea notes, and that usually comes from rye. Here it goes very transparent, which is kind of expected. Goes maybe a little sweeter. No ABV, nothing harsh still on the nose. I would say you still get a bit of the oak. You get a bit of sweetness going on and almost that fruit green apple sweetness. Just a little bit. All right, let's go for taste. Oh, yeah. That's nice too. The flavors coming across here go a little bit more fruit sweet. The apple is nice in there. I like that sweet corn note that's still showing up. Being from Indiana, we love our sweet corn. So I love that in there. A little butteriness going on. The vanilla sweetness is still kind of peeking through. And then that nice oak spice layer. That's actually really nice too. Again, nothing harsh on there. Nice and easy drinker. A little bit of that salty pepperiness is showing up here now in the mid palate. I like that. Let's go back to this one. Oh yeah. The mouthfeel on that one, night and day different. It clings so much more. That little drop of water breaks up those oils, so a lot of times that doesn't have the same mouthfeel to it. So it's no plight on against it. Just tends to happen, but you'd end up missing that. But if anything, if you pick this up and this maybe is a little too brash for you, add that little drop of water. It's going to make it a little softer, a little sweeter in my opinion, but work your way up to this one as well. It's a good exploration whiskey. One that you could kind of have some fun with, add some water, maybe on ice or as a mixer. It'd probably do pretty well on that too. But I like that finish. That apple in here that I'm getting is really nice. Again, it's like I peeled a Granny Smith apple and I'm eating the skin itself. So you get a little bit of flesh in there, but you're going for majority of the apple skin. All right. Let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So it looks like this is going to be priced at about $55. So looking online, this is going to be priced at about $55, $54.99. And honestly, I think it's a good price point. For the flavors it's bringing across are simple, but this is a great example of a 50% ABV, 4-year age statement on a good solid bourbon. This is an easy daily drinker, one that's got a good profile to it, but still different enough from other daily drinkers. Like, if you looked at Maker's Mark or Woodford Reserve or something like that, those are good profiles, don't get me wrong. But this is unlike a lot of those kind of bourbons, and I think it's because of their high corn going on in here. That rye, wherever that rye is coming from, is unique as well, because you're not getting the spiciness or the herbal medicinal from that rye. It's bringing in a whole different element to it. So because of those reasons, I definitely think $55 is an acceptable price point. Honestly, I think this is a great example of a daily drinker, one that you could sit on, drink, and not necessarily go crazy, with all the flavor complexities that some whiskeys can bring, but also be a good summertime whiskey. This has just those nice, simple profiles, for me, that screams summer with that beautiful sweet corn going on in there. And again, if you're interested in anything Copper Tier is doing, a link will be down in the description area below to their website. go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Copper Tier Bourbon, Louisiana Select. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. I love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even like it might not.